Aloha, this is Matt Darnell with ComTel.Cloud. Cloud, like up in the sky. The way that we edit videos here is we have a NAS, that's our long-term storage. But the editing, we copy the entire folder over to the machine while we're working on the files and doing the editing. So that would include all the raw video, any stills, any music, any other soundtracks. It's all in one file. And then we move that file back and forth. And that one file can easily be 100 gigs or larger when you include the cache. And even when you try to delete the cache, there's still all the intermediate files, and it can be rather large. The editing computer that we use has 512 gigs of storage on it for everything, the operating system, the applications. And if you're working on 2 or 3 videos at the same time, storage can start to fill up, and you kind of get all kind of love messages from the computer that you need to do something. So I wanted some local storage that was relatively fast but didn't cost $1 million. So I bought these on Amazon. 2 different ways of going at the problem. The first one is here by Vectotech. This is just a 2 terabyte portable SSD USB-C. It's got SSD in there, so there's no spinning media, just a regular old USB hard drive, but has SSD. This was about a little less than $130, I think $129. And the other way we're going to test it is here. I have a USB, and then this is just an SSD enclosure. So we're going to stick in it this black SSD and compare these 2 solutions together with this. So obviously this one's going to be plug and play, and this one we're going to require a little bit of assembly. But I'm curious which one is the best value. And these 2 together were a little over $190. So this is already $60 cheaper, the single solution over the build one. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and do that based on the cost, value, speed, and ease of setup. That's how we're going to determine what we think is the best one for us. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what we've got. This should be relatively easy to set up. Probably just have the device in there and a USB cable. About 2 terabytes. So let's see, we got this. So it's C to C and an A to C. And these cables, nice little Velcro, and they are relatively thick. So they're definitely not, cheap cables. I've seen a lot cheaper. They are generic, and it says Type C. And then again, this one is C to C. So this is really light. Let's see what they got here. Just have one USB-C port right there, and that's probably an activity light. But yeah, very, very light, this here. So we will try this one. Now let's take a look at the Moken USB SSD enclosure. Let's take this is not, well, that's heavier than I thought. So this by itself, this enclosure is much heavier than, not much, but heavier than this whole contraption here with it all built in. And that's why, because it's all built in, it doesn't need the kind of connectors that this has. So that's why they don't have replaceable batteries in laptops anymore, or replaceable much of anything. When you can put something in there where it's not going to move, you can make it a lot lighter, more compact. Okay, so this says Moken on it. Let me show you this. It's got a little Moken there. It's got, let's take a look again, a USB-C port right there. It's got some little feet on the bottom, but and not quite sure how to open this. There's a little pinhole right there. Look, that looks like venting. but we might have to look at the little manual to see how you pop that out. I'm assuming this is a shell that's gonna open up for that. Let's take a look. Boy, when you have to look at a guide on a enclosure, something might be wrong with the person making the video, not with the enclosure. Okay, this is not coming out easily. Oh, it's a trick. There's two pukas there. Okay, and so here we've got, oh, that comes with like a little SIM ejector tool. Okay, so already this is getting complicated. It's got a SIM ejector tool. Let me show you that. And then these two plastic things. I'm not quite sure what these are for, but yeah. So and that's it. And this is just, so it's got an A to C adapter. Yeah, so C to C here, or if you need A, you can pop that on there. Poor USB-B, it got forgotten. It's kind of a funky interface, but do I just poke that in there? Oh, this is like a, it like kind of clicked, and then what? The definitely just, oh, okay, now this came, oh, okay, and then this came out there. So now I've got, this is kind of sticky, this blue thing here. Let me show you the inside of this here. So here's where we where hide my face here. That might help. Put that there, and then there's one right here. There's one of those plastic things. I'm thinking in case you have a short M.2 stick, this will put that in there because it's really a strange design. I guess you feed it, it's got a little device and you feed it through that, and down it goes down this channel. Well, I think they're trying to make this toolless, but then it goes down the channel, and then this is gonna go to kind of lock in, because the SSDs have a little notch in them, but this is a full length one, so I don't know if I'm gonna need this. So let me take it back out. But yeah. And then I'm looking for the mechanism. So the mechanism to open the device, that you put your little SIM ejection tool right there, and then you can see that this whole side moves. Oh, let me show you that. And that's how you unlock that one side. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this now. Need a bit of a, yeah, a little bit of a, and this is 2 terabytes, this SSD. So you notice I'm not wearing a electrostatic wrist device, and that's one nice thing of Hawaii and the humidity, that we don't really have a static electricity here because it is so humid. So it is full length. So I just push that down. I'm assuming I just put this. This has just got like a little nipple here that goes into that puka, and it's in there secure. Show you that. So here it's got right here. So there's the little nipple, and then yeah, we have full length, but it can accommodate. You saw all the holes in there. It can accommodate multiple length. So let's put this back in, and it looks like it goes in. Was there? It's like, almost feels magnetic. This just snaps in like that, and that's it. So now let's go ahead and plug it into our laptop here. And we'll start with the first one that we opened up here. And let me get rid of my mouse jiggler. And I have a USB-C on here, so we're gonna do USB-C. So I'm looking for my USB-C to USB-C cable that came with this, and let's go ahead and try it. So I'll plug it in. It should identify it. I wonder how it's formatted out of the factory. If it is, I would imagine so. We'll see if it comes up as a drive letter. Okay, it is D, so 1.86 terabytes. Tell how it's formatted here. Yeah, okay. So I think EXFAT, is that FAT16 or FAT32? I generally reformat as an NTFS, but we'll do that. And then let me just try this one. And let's make sure, ooh, the Velcro got me. Let's plug this one in. Again. We're going to use the USB-C that came with it here. So let me plug that in here. And yeah, this is much beefier, much heavier than the one that came all in one. Oh, let me take this cap off. So now I have USB-C. And let's see if when it comes up. I imagine it's going to be the same thing. Oh, okay. So that kind of makes sense. The SSD is not formatted. So let's go in here and we can save a step, because again, I'm going to do this anyway on the other one. I will format it. A new simple volume is NTFS. Okay, and we will call this "We Built," the volume name. So formatting, and there we go. All done. And it's ready to go. And it's interesting, like this is 1.81 terabytes. If I plug the other one back in, I believe it was 1.86. I'm surprised there hasn't been a lawsuit on, what 2 terabytes is, and are we doing 1,000 bytes in a kilobyte, or are we doing 1,024 like what Windows says? So yeah, let me go ahead now, and I'm gonna do some speed tests, and we'll let you know the results. Well, I did not expect that at all. That was quite a difference here. Let's bring these up here, and let's take a look. I did it with the first one. It was EXFAT, so I kept it at that. I did it that one time. That is this first one here, and it's pretty much identical. There is a little bit different. So the one on the left is when it was EXFAT, and 263, 264, and then the one on the right is NTFS. I think the sequential here was a little bit of difference there, but really nothing. The NTFS was faster. Yeah, so I format all my drives like that. Macs can read NTFS no problem. The writing not so much. So if you want to write back to it, you might want to stick with FAT. But here, when I compare the this here is on the right is the one we built with the black SSD. My goodness, that is just about 3 times as fast. It's kind of strange. This bottom right here was quite a bit slower. And you'll notice that on the one we bought that was all one piece, the reads and writes, the reads are definitely faster, but not twice as fast. Where here, on the one that we built, the reads are about 3 times faster than the writes. So yeah, very, very big difference there. I'm going to try now on the built-in hard drive and see how I get, just to have that for comparison. Boy, I did not expect this result either. On the read side, that is, I think, could be expected. You know, the top 2 lines are sequential reads and writes, and the bottom 2 are random around the disk, and it's not quite twice as fast on the reads, but a good I'd say add another 70% for the sequential. But the random is pretty, it's even faster on the M.2. But on the right, my goodness, what a difference. On the left, that's the C drive, the inbuilt SSD here, and it's a good 3 times faster there. So I wasn't expecting it to be the same, but I did not expect it to have that big of a difference. And compared to the one that came all in one piece, it's not even a competition. So definitely, if you can afford to buy a bigger, inbuilt hard drive right there on the bus, you want to do that. With Macs, I still don't think it's worth it. But without question, this is what's going to be connected to my Mac for kind of more scratch storage of where I'll keep things temporarily while I'm actively editing on them. This one's probably I'm just going to throw in my computer bag just so I have it around. And that probably makes a lot of sense anyway. This is so light compared to this one. This is probably twice as heavy as this one here. And heat-wise, this says had a time to cool off, but even when I unplugged it, it wasn't that hot. So this is just going to sit here on my computer. I think for the value with the speed and the fact that you could upgrade this in the future, or if you don't want 2 terabytes, you could even use an SSD. You already have an M.2. I think at $190, this is still the winner over this one at $130. This was, this was confusing, but it took 5 minutes to set up, and I looked at the book, and it tells exactly what to do to pop that little hole there with SS, kind of like the SIM removal tool there. So if I was you, I would buy this. This is just an SSD enclosure with the M.2, the black SATA. Yeah, that's the winner for sure. So if you have any questions or comments, definitely put it down there in the description or put it down in the comments, and we'll do that. I will put links. They're not affiliate links, but I will put links to these in the description of the video. So if you want to take a look at that yourself, you can do that. So again, this is Matt Darnell with ComTel.Cloud, .cloud up in the sky, with I think a pretty obvious winner, the self-built M.2 enclosure. Aloha.